Greetings, dear precious spirit soul that you are. Just take a nice deep breath. Just be right there. It's about inner space, not outer space. Inner space. And it's actually more than inner space, because we're always limited by the words that we're using or saying. And remember, words are also spelling or spell casting, and cursive is cursing yourself through the words, the writings, the beliefs, the emotions. You want to become a really keen observer, to be able to just watch. Some people I'm working with over the phone, doing my counseling, and it's really, I love it. Is one of the first things is you want to really, because it's not about believing what I'm sharing with you. I'm sharing you the results of my research, for myself, to find and have the very best or whatever is possible for me, now and eternally, and to share that with you, what I have found. And I'm not saying there isn't another way to do it. This is just what I'm sharing. And one of the first things is to notice, instead of just believing when I talk about the mind, watch it. Is it your friend or not? It's keeping you awake at night. Okay. Then you're thinking about what your partner is, or this person, and also the problem with alcohol so much. Because then people really believe their thoughts and all the nastiness that comes spewing out of their mouth. You think, well, they've been building that up for years. Well, they haven't, but the mind has, and then we're building our case, and we have all of our injustices, we have all of our stuff all stored away there, and then we can get even, grudges. You did this to me, I'll show you the next time I'm going to do this to you. And this hatred that you could find, in families and in communities and friends, and competition, always, the winner and the loser, and the gain and the loss, and successful and failure, and what is the standard of how you're supposed to be in order to fit in, to be normal. All of these kinds of concepts and thoughts and beliefs that we're exposed to all the time. So when you observe and you watch and you notice, even in nature, observe and watch and notice. With people, you can watch their patterns. You watch your own patterns. And are you following your patterns? Are you a statistic? Okay. And here's the thing about prognostications and deciding we're going to tell you what's happening in the future. The future is happening from the now. Therefore, when you change the now from being a victim, or from being a hateful person, or a person who is, just self-abusive all the time, you could change in a moment. Now, if you do that consistently in that moment, obviously you have a different future. And that's the importance of now. And yet there's distractions always around us. That thinking beings, those are knowing beings and thinking beings, they're always that's why they have no compassion. This is why if a person follows those thoughts, you watch it, where do they lead? They lead to being a sociopath, a psychopath, of actually enjoying the suffering of others. They get that. Oh, I'm glad they got theirs. I hate them. And the person doesn't realize they're torturing themselves by that consciousness. They're not hurting the other, they're torturing themselves. So when you watch and you observe, and you witness, you notice without, this is when you do real research, you're not going in there to justify something you believe. You're going to find out what is the truth there, how does it operate, what's going on, or what can I know. And the real key, because there's so many stories out there and narratives all the time, and it becomes very complex. And you could notice now there's even more information going out, and all different sides, and clouded it up. Well, that's on purpose, so you're confused about who you are in this body, what's valuable, what isn't valuable, what's okay, not okay, and all of this kind of thing is it's a PR trick that was discovered, that by using PR and testing the results of your PR, you can form people to you can get people to form a specific reality simply by their thinking, and they're deciding what's valuable, and they're giving their power to this by believing that's absolute when it's not. Okay? You are the absolute. And that's the importance of bringing back to yourself. So then you observe what's going on, and when you do that, you will notice a lot. And it's actually really fun. I call it being a spiritual sleuth. And when you notice about it's really so telling and so giving to you, even about how animals function and nature and people and all this and what's going on and what is the cause, and you'll notice the source of all of the problems. And then when you notice the source of the problems, you no longer have problems because you're not serving the source of the problems. You are in alignment with the truth of who you are. So I invite you to take a nice deep breath. If you're interested in any of the work that I offer for you, please feel free to email me. You could go to my website, which is terrycolewhitaker.com, share these videos with others, use them as tools. You could categorize them for yourself how you want it. I do over-the-phone counseling, which I love to do, and grandmaster mentoring. And you have all of these videos and all my books. You can go online and order my books. Go to bookstores. Let's start supporting local again, not always getting the best deal out there. It's really the real best deal is supporting your friends and your neighbors and your community, and actually the bringing forth of really the prosperity for everyone. And that's when we're supporting each other through our activities and what we're doing, especially by being in harmony with nature. And when we do that, we stop all of that which has been people prophesizing for the future, because the future is coming out of the now. So when you put yourself into perfect alignment with all that is good for your body, for the mind, for the self, for the soul, and all of that, you have no worries for the future because you're already there now.